Good morning and welcome to the video for Monday, August the 3rd. This is going to be a video for our upcoming third graders, and I have a guest with us today. I have our dog Ernie, who is visiting, and he's a half Greyhound, half Great Dane, and always very happy. So it's good to have him on the videos. Some of you may remember, if you have older siblings, that I had him on a few of the videos as we were doing the distance learning in the spring. So today we're going to finish up this idea working with area and perimeter. And the way that we're going to do that is to look at what happens when we take two different shapes that have either the same perimeter or have the same area and how that affects the way that the shapes look. Because we can always have more than one way of doing something. So for our first example, we are going to make two shapes that both have a perimeter of 20 units. The first one is going to end up with an area of 24 square units. The second one is going to end up with an area of 25 square units. So by the time that we get to this part, we can use our multiplication facts to figure out what two factors we need to multiply together to get 24 and what two factors we need to multiply together to get 25. And that's going to give us the length of our sides. So for our perimeter of 20, we would end up, in the area of 24, we would end up doing 6 times 4. And for the other one, where we have an area of 25 square units, we are going to end up with a square because we are going to have 5 units on each side. And so these would be the numbers that we would put down here. And then we can go ahead and make our shapes. So one of the things that I usually do is take a look to see how many cubes we're working with. So I could do it either way. I'm going to go ahead and make my side of 6 here and draw my straight line. And I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go up and then go across. And so this is going to give me 24 squares on the inside, and then we have 4 plus 6 to get 10, 4 plus 6 to get 10 for our perimeter. So I'll draw that around the outside just so you can see that. And then for the other one, we're going to keep a perimeter of 20, and we are going to have 5 square units. And so I'm going to go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Disadvantage with doing this on Monday instead of beforehand is the yard work going on outside the apartment complex I live at. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20 for our perimeter. Our area on the inside, except for my little mistake here with that line, would be 25 on the inside. So now we're going to look at a couple different options for if we make different rectangles that have the same area, what would the perimeters look like? And so I'm going to pick 3 different sets of numbers that I can multiply together to get 16. And so my first one I'm going to choose to do is 1 times 16. And then I'm going to do 2 times 8, and I'm going to do 4 times 4. And so all 3 of these are going to give the exact same area of 16 square meters, but we want to figure out which one is going to have the smallest perimeter so that we have to buy the smallest amount of material possible to make our fence. So I'm going to start with the 4x4. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this down here in the bottom. And again, that's going to give us a square. One of the things that we'll notice as we do the other options is we are going to end up with 4, 8, 12, 16 for the perimeter. And the closer to a square that we are, the smaller our overall perimeter is going to be. The closer we get to a straight line, which would be the 16 times 1, that is going to give us our largest perimeter. So I'm going to do that one next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm going to drop this here and then attempt to draw straight across. So what we're going to get for this one is more or less a straight line. We're going to get one row of 16, which means we're going to have 16 for the perimeter here, which was the perimeter of this entire shape. We're also going to have that on the bottom, and then we're going to have a perimeter of 1 on each side. So we would get 16 plus 16 gives us 32, 33, 34. And that is going to give us our largest perimeter. Our middle one is going to be a little bit smaller than this one, but not quite as small as this one. So let's take a look at what that would be. So we have 2, we can go 2, 4, 6, 8. And so I can do the same thing that I did counting this one, or since I can make a group of 10, I can go 8 plus 2 to get 10, 8 plus 2 to get 10, and that is going to give us 20. So this one actually ends up being a little bit closer to this one. So to use the least amount of fencing, we would want to use this one right here, and that would give us 4 meters and 4 meters. And so that would give us 16 total meters for the amount of fencing. So that is the last kind of task that we work with perimeter and area. And that's the one that usually ends up showing up on the state test at some point. And so the way that would show up is they would give you what the area would be or what the perimeter might be, and then they want you to draw 2 different rectangles that use either that given perimeter or the given area. So what we just worked on is an example of things that would be on the state test. So that concludes everything that I want to do for that. There's a few more things I want to do, and I'm going to do those on Thursday. This is going to be my last week of producing videos. So that way I can have some time to get everything ready for school, including recording a bunch of videos that we're going to use while we are at school. So hope your summer's going well. On Thursday, I'm going to have a look at some of the geometry stuff that we will do at the end of the year. I'm going to go back and double check because I swear I already did this, but it may just be because it was so late in the book that I'm remembering recording it for in the spring, because we would have had those lessons for last year's 3rd grade group sometime at the beginning of May. So maybe that's what I'm remembering more than the summer review video. So I'm going to check on that, and I will have a video for you on Thursday. Hope your summer's going well, and hope you have a great day.